how many women on average do you need to approach before you can start to set up dates with high quality women through cold approach? Now, I was inspired to make this video for the guys that are sick and tired of meeting girls through online dating apps or are sick and tired of relying on social circles to meet women. I wanted to make this video for the guys that are inspired to go out and meet women in everyday situations. So if they meet a girl or see a girl at a beach, a park, a mall, a shopping center, or on the street, and they want to go up and start a conversation with her, they want to get her contact details and potentially set up a date, I made this video for you guys because you're the ones that are reaching out to me going, hey man, like, I've started this whole cold approach journey, but I'm just not exactly sure what some realistic expectations in terms of results. I want to know how many women on average I need to approach before I can start setting up dates. And I think this is a very valid question. That's why I'm making this video. My answer will vary depending on the skill set and the experience of the individual. Someone that's a beginner to cold approach will have to approach a lot more women than say someone that's a little bit more, I guess, experienced, or you could call them intermediate. And same goes for the intermediate guy. He's gonna have to approach a lot more women than a guy that's a lot more experienced, and you could call him, I guess, advanced. So in this video, I'm gonna break it down in terms of general numbers, because the thing is, it's not an actual science. Like, I can't tell you exactly, like, you approach X amount of women, which will equal X amount of dates. It doesn't work like that, but I can tell you on average, just generally speaking from anecdotal experience and my references over the years for myself, for my wingman like Ben, and also my clients and all my other friends that do cold approach, I can just give you general numbers from a beginner's perspective, an intermediate's perspective, and an advanced perspective. And that's what I'm gonna dive into now. Before I jump into tangible numbers in terms of how many women you have to approach to get dates, I just wanna mention that cold approach is a skill set. So the better you get at understanding more advanced communication skills, you improve your social skills, you learn how to have attractive behaviors, you have good belief systems, you raise your self-esteem, you become more confident, you become more charismatic, you learn a step-by-step framework. Once you have all of this knuckled down, you can start to expect to have to approach less and less women to start seeing tangible results. It is genuinely a skill set. And the reason why I mention this is because I'm gonna talk about the beginners now. When you're a beginner, on average, you're looking at approaching 40 to 50 girls before you start going on dates with attractive women. And I know it sounds crazy because it's like, holy shit, I have to approach 50 girls before I can set up a date. That sounds insane. But just bear with me. Again, it's a skill set. When you first start learning cold approach, when you approach a girl in an everyday situation like a park or a mall, for you, it's so outside of your reality. It's not the norm for you yet. You're gonna feel a little bit weird. You're gonna feel maybe even a little bit creepy or awkward or weird. You might not position yourself properly. You may run out of things to say. You might forget to ask for her number. Like, it's just gonna be very clunky when you first start doing cold approach. And because of that, you're not gonna have your best foot forward. You're not gonna be expressing your personality to the best of your ability. You're not gonna be extremely authentic. You're just gonna be kind of fumbling your way into the interaction. And because of that, you're obviously gonna have to do more volume because the girls aren't meeting the best version of you. And also, because of this, because of your lack of experience, a lot of the conversations and interactions you have are only gonna last like a minute, 2 minutes max, which honestly is not enough time to build a genuine connection with women. So again, when you're a beginner, you could be thinking, okay, on average, most guys need about 40 or 50 approaches before they can get a date. But don't be deterred by this, because if you keep practicing, you learn a framework, you get better at the skill set, you become more confident, you get more grounded, you get more relaxed, you work on your conversational skills, it's not hard to go from a beginner to a more intermediate skill set where you could be looking more at like 25 to 30 approaches before you start setting up dates with pretty attractive girls. Once you've reached a more intermediate level, generally speaking, you'll know how to position yourself when you approach, you'll have good sub communications, strong eye contact, big smile on your face, you're gonna feel a lot more relaxed, a lot more grounded, your conversational skills are gonna be a lot more flowy. And what's gonna happen is, you're still gonna have to put in a bit of volume because you haven't figured out exactly how to consistently generate enough attraction, enough connection, enough sexual tension to convert a lot of your numbers yet. But at least you're finding yourself in conversations that last 5, 10, 15 minutes. And again, remember, the beginner, usually most of his conversations are gonna go for 2 minutes. And again, this is like just the fast track to a flaky number, right? With intermediate guys, they're having a lot more conversations out of the 30 approaches that they make that actually last 10 to 15 minutes, which is perfect because this is the necessary amount of time you need to create that attraction, to create that connection, to create that little bit of sexual tension with the women that you're interacting with. Now, I would say going from an intermediate to a more advanced level, or like even for my experiences in terms of how many women I have to approach as someone that's very experienced at this, I would say on average, I need about 10 approaches before I'm able to start setting up some dates. And let me explain my numbers. I'm gonna break this down for you. Once you get good at this, you understand the framework, you get it to an unconscious competent level, you know exactly what to do, you know exactly what to say, how to move things forward, how to generate attraction, connection, sexual tension with the women, you know how to have quality conversations. This is when you can start setting up consistent dates. But let me just break it down a little bit more. So out of the 10 women that I will approach, on average, at least 5 of the girls that I'll meet will be emotionally unavailable, meaning they have a boyfriend, they're married, they currently have a fuck buddy, or maybe they're just not looking to date at that time. And that's okay. That's part of cold approach. When you're meeting girls in everyday situations, it's normal to meet girls that are taken or unavailable. It is what it is. So that leaves me with 5 opportunities, 5 other girls that I've approached. Now, out of those 5 girls, generally speaking, I'm going to come across maybe 3 logistically available girls and maybe 2 non-logistically available girls. So with the girls that are logistically unavailable, generally speaking, I'm going to approach them. And even if my sub-communications are on point, I've got a big smile on my face, I come across very confident, I transition into the conversation quite smoothly. The thing is, these girls are busy. That's what logistically unavailable means. She might be heading to the bus station, she's late for work, she's catching up with some friends. And if you find yourself in this situation with these girls, generally speaking, you're gonna have a conversation for like 2 to 3 minutes, and it's not really enough time to build a solid connection. So a lot of those numbers that I might get with those particular girls will end up flaking. But now, out of the 10, 5 are taken, 2 are logistically unavailable. Maybe I'll have 3 that are logistically and emotionally available. This is the key component, right? When I meet those girls, if I can have 3 quality conversations that go for 10 to 15 minutes, it's a good chance for me to get to know her, have her open up, for me to talk a little bit more about my life as well, and for me to open up and create like a certain level of chemistry and connection with these girls by building investment and getting to know each other. If I can have 3 quality conversations, on average, I'll be able to convert 1, if not 2 of those conversations to dates. That's the type of results I'm able to get, which is pretty cool because the thing is, everyone goes through the stages of being a beginner and having to put in a lot of volume. You have to do the 50 approaches. It is what it is. Once you get a little bit better, you move to the intermediate level, you do 30, you end up on a date with a cute girl, right? Then, once you get really good at it, all you have to do is 10 approaches, just 10. And all of a sudden, you're going on dates with very high quality women, like very pretty girls. And the thing is, when I talk about these numbers, guys, I'm not talking about approaching like 50 5s or 6s, like average looking chicks. I'm talking about the really attractive girls, the ones you'd be excited to bring into your life. So if you think about it, if you can create a lifestyle out of cold approach where you approach 10 women a week, maybe you approach a girl at the gym one day or another girl at a park, or maybe when you're heading off to go hang out with the boys for lunch or something, you see an opportunity to approach a cute girl. If you just do this 10 times, you make 10 approaches throughout your week, you're pretty much guaranteed when you get good at this to set up one date with a high quality girl, a beautiful girl, a girl that you resonate with, that you have good chemistry with. And that's pretty cool, yeah? It's like one date with an absolute stunner every single week is what you can achieve if you get really good at the skill set. And that's a realistic expectation. But there's so many guys out there that think like, oh my God, like as a dating coach, you have to approach 10 women before you get a date. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up, man. Like that is just being realistic. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how jacked you are, how good looking you are, how successful you are, how much fame you have. Boys, it's always going to be a numbers game. But the really cool thing, because cold approach is a skill set, it means the better you get at the skill set, it means you have to approach less women. You can convert more of those numbers to actual dates. Cool. So if you guys enjoy this type of dating and self-development content, please guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out with the algorithm. And if you want to get access to more free dating and self-development content that me and Ben cannot post here on YouTube, then we have a free private Facebook group, and all you have to do to get access to that bad boy is click on the link in the description. And also guys, if you want some consultations for potential coaching, all you got to do is click on the link to book a free consultation call with either myself, Ben, or someone from our team to look into any of our live 5-day immersion programs, which is our in-person coaching that we'll be doing again in 2025, and also our online mentorship programs. But until then, boys, I'll see you on the next video.